Good evening, everyone, and welcome to another episode of Triple Threat Comics YouTube channel. I'm your host, Ian Miller. Tonight, I'm welcoming back a very good friend of mine, Jon Dexter, who you probably have heard, had a couple of successful series like Dime Store Detective. Well, he's back again with his sixth issue in one of his many fantastic series, Alpha Dogs. John, welcome to the show again.
Thanks for having me on. A great day to have it too. May 4th. I got actually on the campaign for the new Alpha Dogs. I've got homage Star Wars cover where you can get all three of my Star Wars homage covers that look gorgeous in this campaign. So it's a perfect day. I got my Star Wars, Empire Strikes Back, and Return of the Jedi. Beautiful homage covers to those three movies on the Kickstarter. So in celebration of May the 4th, thought I'd plug those covers.
Yeah, and again, I was actually glad we did on May the 4th again because we could talk about those covers a bit more detail. And obviously, we have a lot of Star Wars, so yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. By the way, what's your favorite Star Wars movie?
Oh, Empire Strikes Back. Come on. I think.
Okay, all right, all right.
Most of them.
I knew there was another reason we were friends. I knew that.
Yeah, that was my first one. The first homage cover I had done was for issue 3 of Alpha Dogs. I did the Star Wars Empire Strikes Back homage, and then the Star Wars, and then on issue 5 did the. I'm sorry, issue 6. This one I have a Return of the Jedi homage covers to complete the trilogy. So really gorgeous, really beautiful covers that I think fans of Alpha Dogs and Star Wars will appreciate.
Yeah, absolutely. So everyone, enjoy. Yeah, I hope you're enjoying May the 4th, and please definitely hope you're going to be enjoying this episode because we're going to be talking about a lot of stuff that happened in the previous issues. So, John, while we get started on that, in the terms of the timeline, where are we currently in Alpha Dogs?
So this is issue 6 right now. I don't want to give too much away for people that have never read it, but it's a story of this dog named Buck, who was actually inspired by my pity. We had lived in a town that outlawed pit bulls, and we weren't going to get rid of our dogs, so we moved. And that inspired me to create this series about this dog that's feared by the public because of his breeding size, but he has a big heart. One of the themes of is kind of judging dogs, much like people, based on appearances as opposed to the strength of their character. And Alpha Dogs kind of explores that with Buck. He's this big, hulking pit bull, scary looking, but he has this huge heart. He goes and helps humans, helps dogs alike that are in danger. As the story goes, in Alpha Dogs, Buck and his owner, and this kind of older, grumpy pit bull that these dogs have the power to heal from any wound. They also have a heightened strength and intelligence. Them and their owner are on the run for mercenaries that have been trying to kidnap the dogs their entire lives because of their incredible powers and living this lonely life the owner has with her dog. She gets manipulated by her new boyfriend, and she divulges the secret of the dog's power, something she's never done. But little does she know, he knows of the dog's powers and has developed this formula that once in possession of their blood, he can create his own dogs with their own abilities. So you get these dogs, you get a Chihuahua in here, Cocker Spaniel, this Presta Canero. So a lot of really cool powers on these dogs. It's if you like the X-Men, if you're a dog lover, and if you love indie comics, you'll really enjoy the series.
Yeah, and in fact, I remember one of the one of the variant covers was actually a homage to the Days of Future Past. That was another favorite cover that I loved.
Yeah, it's a great cover. I've got a few of those homage covers still left in this campaign. This will probably be the last time some of these homage covers I'll be able to offer because when they're gone, they're gone. So there's a really cool reward with the few that I have left of some of them. So if they look cool, here's your best chance to grab them before they run out.
Yeah. That's okay. Why don't we just show them the Kickstarter?
Yeah.
Yeah, folks, I've been following John for quite a while, especially since he came onto the show the first time, which was, God, it was like a couple of years ago now.
Yeah, I believe so. Yeah, it's been a while.
Yeah, and I've always been impressed with his style, and I think you guys who haven't, haven't been immersed in his worlds, I think you're gonna love it.
Yeah, it's a very original comic. Even though the dogs have these powers and they're superpower dogs, it's not hokey at all or comical. It's really grounded in your suspension of disbelief is definitely going to be in play. It's not going to be something that's like, oh, this is kind of goofy. It's real kind of problems that these dogs have that you're able to emphasize with, and it's a lot of fun adventure too.
Yeah. Okay, so your current goal is 3,000. You got 2,843. You know,
Yeah,
three
we're
days,
getting there.
78 backers. Yeah, 78 backers. That's definitely you definitely doubled the last time I spoke to you. On any of the campaigns. So
Yeah,
again,
we're getting there. Still got a ways to go, but we're getting there.
yeah,
And that's kind of the
obviously,
spiel of the story for people to check out to read. And you could also go back and watch the old trailers from the other campaigns. They're awesome trailers, and but yeah, I basically give you the gist of it. These dogs that are on the run, and she falls in love with this guy who's got other ulterior motives for the dogs.
yeah,
And there's the beautiful covers.
yeah. This is fantastic
Yeah,
because
Fernando Malik
again,
does the artwork on. Or,
yeah,
Fred Rittmer did the artwork for that one. Gaston did the coloring. Beautiful, beautiful job he did. I'm always impressed
yeah.
with what they're able to come up with. And that's my New Mutants homage. I had to do that one because this issue, the dogs are kind of out there in the wind, and Buck's trying to track them down before this big hulking dog named Mato does, or this one dog that's got red eyes that can run really fast can recapture the dog. So Buck's kind of searching them out in this issue. And there's my Return of the Jedi homage that I promised. Gorgeous
I
cover.
love
Looks
it.
beautiful. Fernando Malik did that one with Ezekiel Dominguez did the colors for. And they're just pros. They've done work for Marvel, all sorts of the big guys. They've done work for. So I'm lucky enough to have them do their work for this.
Yeah, crazy and great attention to detail.
Yeah. Yeah, dogs are not easy to draw from what I understand. I can't even draw stick figures, so I don't even try. But yeah, from what I understand, dogs are pretty difficult to draw, so they knocked it out of the park.
Yeah, because obviously there's different shapes of the noses and also the jaw lines and
Hmm.
the ears and all that. Even coloring the fur is difficult as well. But
Yeah, that's
they
what
just
I
these guys
heard.
mastered it very nice.
Yeah, and those are the four covers. I've got a limited variant homage cover that's a little different than the regular one that looks really cool. I've only have limited those to only 50 of those, so if you're interested in that one, you can get the campaign as well.
Yeah, and obviously the digital versions.
Yeah, and it's a 24-page comic,
Nice.
so you get your money's worth. Yeah, those are my early birds that are over with, but I charge just as much for cover A as for cover B, the variant.
Yeah.
And with that, you
Wow.
get the comic plus the digital of that one for that tier.
Yeah, same thing with that one.
Yeah, it's the second one. Like I said, I charged the same for each of those covers. I charge a little bit more for the Star Wars because it is a little more expensive,
Yeah,
but not much, just a few bucks, $2.
exactly. It
But
makes
my
sense.
all
It makes sense.
my variant covers are actually really cheap compared to what a lot of people charge for their variants. Some people charge $20. So I try to keep it as low as humanly possible
Yeah,
when I do the campaign. So this one for a few bucks more, you get a sticker, and I sign the comic for only $4 more. And it's a
I
limited sticker, only in the campaign you can get.
I get that one, folks. I get that one.
Yeah,
I mean, yeah, having it signed by the author. Come on.
yeah, and they're all limited, limited runs. I'm not like Marvel where I can print up a thousands or anything like that. It's the print runs in the hundreds, so you get a
Mm,
limited print run on those.
yeah, really fantastic.
And that's the limited to 50 Virgin variant cover.
Nice.
And for only $27, I have all 6 issues in there. So you're talking 100, close to 150 pages of comic book for only $27.
Good price.
Yeah, kind of introduced. And that's the
Ah,
Star
here
Wars
we
trilogy
go.
one. And that price strikes back when it's getting really low. So this might be the last time I can actually offer that one. So if you
Yeah,
love Star Wars, if you love cool covers and alpha dogs, then you definitely want to get that one.
absolutely.
And it was early bird. I ran for the first 24 hours, but it's not that much more for the regular, just a few bucks more. And
Okay,
that one, you get the graphic novel plus the new issue.
nice, nice.
And that's all 3 covers. I knocked it down in price as kind of buying in bulk for all 3 of them.
Yeah, that of course is this one the graphic novel plus
Yeah.
issue 6.
Yeah. And in the graphic novel, there's a bonus story that you can only get in the graphic novel. So you get a lot of bang for your buck. And then that one's 45. That gets all of them signed plus the sticker.
Nice.
And then this one is the digital bundle where you get all my work. The graphic novel for Dime Store Detective, which is 1 through 5. Alpha Dogs 1 through 5. Graphic novel plus the 2 single issues there.
Very nice.
And this is my alpha dog right here. She's coming to
Hey.
say hi.
Very nice. Oh, I like this. You have you actually have your pet's picture on the back of the inside
Yeah,
the back cover
yeah,
there.
it's a really cool tier. Picture your dog in the inside cover of the comic book. So it's a lot of fun. Your dog will kind of be immortalized in the comic book of their picture. So this would go in all of them that are printed.
I like that.
Yeah, it's really fun. And this
Yeah,
one is all 4 covers, including the limited one.
very nice. Very nice.
And this is the singles of 1 through 5 on this tier.
Yeah,
If you want all the really cool covers, all of them are, as you can see, are beautiful covers.
yeah, they're fantastic.
That's
Yeah,
hard
it's
to
another thing.
tell which one.
Yeah, yeah, it's always interesting about your covers because they're very reminiscent of the 70s and 80s covers where they take certain points of the story and kind of
Mhm.
hint at
Yeah,
to entice obviously people to pick them up because you don't see that very often in the current comics because they just
yeah,
have cool covers, but you're like, well, what's the story like? What's inside?
yeah. All these kind of hint at what's going on in the story. So they're really beautiful covers. Like I said, I was really lucky. So some of them are getting low now as I went along. Now the 6th issue is coming out.
Yeah,
And this one is you actually get the copies of the actual graphic. So you get 2 graphic novels and Space Cruising issue 1 and issue 6. So you're getting 4, a bundle of 4. So it's actually a really good deal considering all the comic that's in there. You get 2 physical graphic novels, 1 through 5, and the 2 issues there.
absolutely.
And this is the mega
Yeah,
bundle. This is all the covers that I currently aren't available. I know my Hulk 181 homage is just about out. This will be the last time I get to offer that one, which is a gorgeous variant cover homage.
yeah, it's fantastic. It really is.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh,
Like I said, I'm very lucky with the artists that I have.
yeah, I forgot about the Spider-Man one. I forgot about this
Yeah,
one.
yeah. That one's one of my favorites too. I that's one fun part about doing comics is you get to get some of your favorite covers, turn them into homages.
Absolutely.
And that's the retailer bundle.
Very nice. Very nice. And again, even though it's a little high, it's still reasonably priced compared to other campaigns where you see that.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, there's some campaigns that are really expensive, and like I said, I use high quality paper, hard stock cover for the covers. People are paying a premium, so I go the extra mile to make sure they're fulfilled. And I fulfill quickly. The Kickstarter is, like I said, 3 days done. The artwork's done. All I'm waiting on now is to get the lettering started.
Yeah.
And then this one is a really great reward. You actually get a drawing of your dog colored by our artist. It looks, those are some of the ones he's already done for past campaigns. They're just gorgeous.
Yeah.
And you
Well,
just
for
send him
dog
a
lovers, I
picture.
hope you, yeah. For you dog lovers, I hope you actually go with this one because who wouldn't want a cartoon drawing of your own dog?
Exactly. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, it's by a fantastic artist too. So you're gonna definitely get your money's worth. Like I said, you can see the other drawings he's done. It looks gorgeous.
Yeah.
And then there's some of the stretch goals that hopefully we can reach before the campaign ends. We've got bookmarkers and mystery prints.
I think you can. I think you can. You
Yeah,
got
I
three
hope
days
so.
left, so I think anything can happen.
Yeah, yeah, and those are just some of my other titles.
Yeah. Obviously, this is who you are and all that.
Yeah, yeah, and my cool stand-ups.
Yeah, they look fantastic.
Thanks. Yeah, yeah, they're definitely eye catchers, and that's who's the whole story is inspired by is the dog on the left there, Pig. It was his
Yeah.
name, and that's who Buck is based on. So it's really cool to keep his memory alive through these comic books.
Well, that way he stays with you.
Yeah, absolutely. And there's the team, the artist, the colorer, the letterer, the guy that does the graphics there, Fernando and Lucas.
Very talented people.
Yeah, they're very talented. Like I said, they've done work for the big boys too. And
Yeah.
as you can see, I get no money. The only person that get paid, the writer.
Well, yeah, yeah, it does happen, but also you get to take it, great satisfaction in the fact that people are buying the comic and loving it,
Yeah,
and you have a following. So, yeah,
yeah, we're getting
yeah, it'd
there.
be nice to get paid for your writing, but still, it's a nice trade off. It's a nice trade off, because you
Yeah,
have clearly have a big fan base.
yeah, yeah. And like I said, it's growing. Slowly but surely, but yeah, it's a lot of work. But if it's what you love doing,
Yeah. Now, we could definitely get to 3,000, in the next day or so. That's no
yeah,
problem. I'm definitely gonna obviously promote it, like crazy, like I said before the show started.
yeah. Thank you.
Yeah. So I do have to ask this question. Since we're now in issue 6, is there any other chapters left in the story?
Any left what? Shockers?
Any other? Well, not well, yeah, shockers, but also are there any other issues, other chapters in the story?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. It's the first storyline is going to be 10 issues in all to finish it, and I don't want to give too much away, but yeah, in this one we kind of um start a new path for Buck. He's trying to find, the dogs that have been able to escape. At the same time, we get an origin story for our villain of the story. So what I like to do is kind of introduce some and get the story going, and then backtrack a little bit and find out why he's the way he is, what happened to Salem, our villain of the story, who's in the picture. And that's why the picture, they're kind of side by side, because it's kind of the dichotomy of both of their this dog, the villain of the story, Salem here, and Buck, and why he has to stop him from this revenge mission. We find out why Salem, the villain of the story, has this revenge mission, and what's going on and what happened to him and his family. We discover that in this story, so it's a really good um, it's a really good reveal of our villain, and plus kind of getting to the bones of what's going on in this mission they have to stop that his dog's trying to do.
Yeah. I think I've said this before. This is definitely one of the most engaging stories I've heard,
Thank you.
and I could seriously, I had probably said this to you a lot, but I definitely seriously see this as an animated series. You
Yeah, I
know,
hope so. I hope so. I'm working on some stuff right now, hoping to see if something happens down here in the future, but I don't want to
no,
speak
no,
out of
no, no,
turn
no,
yet.
no.
But I'm hoping something happens here with it.
Well, when you do make that announcement, obviously, you could come to talk to.
Yeah, absolutely. We'll see.
Yeah,
Fingers crossed. We'll see what
yeah,
happens.
fingers crossed. Okay, so like we said, folks, we got 71 hours to go, 78 backers. We're definitely gonna, make it to 3,000, but let's see if we can get to, at least one of the stretch goals, before time runs out. But yeah, if you haven't read Alpha Dogs, I suggest you back this now because you get issue six, but you also get issues one through five, just so
Yeah.
you can catch up.
Yeah, it's good to come in. You come in here, you catch up. It's a running storyline that's got a lot of twists and turns, and you get to kind of already find those out. But that's the nice thing about coming in late is you kind of get to get all at once instead of having to wait on the new issue. So, and like I said, quick with fulfillment. The art's done. We're just waiting on the lettering, so it won't be a long wait. And as soon as the campaign ends and everything's done, then I start sending the PDFs.
Yeah. Okay. Do you have any convention dates coming up?
Yeah, at the end of this month, the 22nd, I'll be at Traverse City for Cherry Con. Then the week after that, that's in Traverse City, Michigan. And the week after that, I'll be in Elkhart, Indiana, um, for their Comic Con, which is a lot of fun. It's called Heroes and Villains. I can't think of the top of my head, of course, but they have a superhero actually museum there in Elkhart, Indiana. They have a really fun Comic Con that I'll be tabling at too. So May's gonna be pretty busy. Two Comic Cons, and I was just in Lansing Saturday for Free Comic Book Day, which was really fun too.
Yeah, as I was told, as you told me, you had a signing.
Yeah, yep. Did signing there. Actually, I got to check out my comics. I got a free comic book day. I haven't even looked
Oh,
at them. I've been so busy. And they had some good stuff there. A lot of comics, even though kind of was worried about Diamond going under, but no, they had a lot of comic books they were giving out during free comic book day.
nice, very nice. Okay. So I think the next couple of questions I have is: are we seeing any more dime store detective stories?
Yeah, so issue 6 is going to be coming out sometime after this is done with. The art for that's already done, actually. So, kind of waiting till this is done. I always fulfill my campaign before I start a new one. So, after this is finished, I fulfilled it. Then I'll launch Dime-Store Detective issue 6 this year. So, I'm really excited. That's got a really cool twist coming to that. And I'll have to promote it on your show and talk about it because it's always fun to come on and talk about my comics.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. Especially with a fellow comic lover and creator.
Yeah.
Okay, I think one of the last questions I have is space cruising. Now I know you only got issue one of that.
Yeah, I only got issue 1 of that. I don't know when I'll be doing new ones. I'd love to, but I'm trying to get through the storylines for these two, Dime Store and Alpha Dogs, before I venture and start a new series. So whichever one gets done first. Dime Store Detective is 9 issues, and then that one's over with. So probably after that, I'll get into the next issue of Space Cruise, which I'd love to do because Space Cruise is one of those. It's a fun sci-fi comedy. So if you support this campaign, you can get Space Cruise. I think I'm only charging $10 for the issue as an
Yeah,
add-on if you're interested. And everybody that reads it loves Space Cruise, and it's one of those fun sci-fi stories.
absolutely. But yeah, this is fantastic, and I do think at some point you should probably do a T-shirt with Alpha Dogs on it.
Yeah,
Like
yeah. Well, you can get those on Public Tees actually. On Public
ooh,
Tees, I have them on there. I should put them in a campaign. I did the last one. I just didn't take it off. And so you actually can get Alpha Dogs and Dempster Detectives on it's plasma graphics.
Okay.
He does the covers for my retro covers for Dempster Detective, and he asked if he could put them on. I said sure. So he's actually got them on there. So if you go to Pug with Tees and type in Alpha Dogs or Dempster Detective, then you can get one of the really really cool T-shirts. I've got a few myself.
Okay, because I was curious about that because there's a couple of ones I actually want to buy as shirts. So I was
Yeah,
curious. So thank you for telling me.
yeah, they're really gorgeous. I have to do some more here sometime.
Yeah. Yeah, especially even of the variant covers, the Star Wars ones. Those would make great
Yeah,
T-shirts as well.
yeah, they would.
Yeah. Okay, so like we said, folks, 71 hours and 78 backers. We could definitely get this the backers up again. We get obviously to the 3,000 goal. So all
Yeah,
you have to do is just go to Kickstarter and back it today. As you notice, folks, the link is actually been scrolling this whole time. So you don't want to miss it. You don't want to miss it because again, this is an epic story, and fans are just waiting to find out what happens next and how the story is going to end. So go ahead
yeah,
and back today.
yeah. If you love original indie comics, this is gonna be unlike anything you've read. It's very original, very different. It's a lot of fun, especially if you're a dog lover. If you love team comics like the X-Men or DC Justice League, then you'd really enjoy it. The kind of the camaraderie, the some of the infighting that goes on with these dogs, and just they all have, who doesn't love dogs, they all have big hearts and are a lot of fun to follow their own unique personalities.
Yeah. And you get also some very dynamic action scenes with dogs.
Yes, a lot of action scenes, a lot of twists and turns in the series to see the mystery of how the dogs got their powers in the first place, which is a kind of a cool mystery, and how this guy found the dogs, the villain of the series. So, a lot of cool twists and turns, a lot of adventure. He's always going out to try to stop um, Monto, this big hulking dog. They're getting chased by mercenaries. They're getting chased by speedster dogs. So it's a lot of fun. If you love adventure stories, you're going to really enjoy it.
Yeah, I remember seeing a couple of images from one of the issues, but I remember one of the dog fights, and it was really drawn very well, like it was
Yeah,
choreographed.
yeah, he does a great job. Fernando Malik, the artist, he does a fantastic job, as you can see from the cover art here. He's just a phenomenal artist, and he knows how to draw dogs. That's for sure.
Yeah, and even just doing the dog fights, I was like, how could they do that? Because even as an artist myself, it's very hard, for me to really come up with that type of scene because
Hmm.
these are animals that are actually attacking each other. So you're like,
Yeah.
well, how do I do it to make it, plausible, even though it's fantastic?
Hmm.
But
Yeah.
he managed to
Yeah.
do it.
I'm no artist. I couldn't draw stick figures, so yeah, I applaud anybody that can do that. I'm very envious.
Yeah. Well, folks, go ahead and back Alpha Dogs today. Like I said, it's been scrolling on this whole time, and this will be good for you. And also, since it's May the 4th, I'd actually get in on all the Star Wars homage covers.
Yeah, yeah, you won't be disappointed. Those are some of the best Star Wars homage covers you're gonna find.
Yeah. This is just fantastic, John. It really is fantastic, and I'm very pleased for you. I'm very proud that that this is you know, this is a success as big as it is, and
Thanks.
you just keep going. You just keep going and keep
Mhm.
doing your thing.
Yeah, just got to keep plugging away.
Oh yeah, absolutely, and definitely going to be plugging this a bit, in the next couple of days, like I said. And yeah, I think we're gonna make. I think you're gonna be fine. You're gonna be fine.
Yeah, I think so too. Getting close. I think we're at 94% funded, so we're almost there, teetering. As long as nobody pulls out again, I would have been funded now. But time
Oh
to time
God.
people drop pledges, but that's just the name of the game.
it happens, and maybe I'll actually, make a purchase myself.
Yeah, sure, sure. I appreciate it.
Yeah, absolutely. In fact, maybe I'll do it right after we're done talking. So maybe you never know.
Oh, that sounds good.
Yeah. Okay, folks. So a couple of updates that are happening. As many of you know, I'm working on Coding Punter issue 5. I'm in the final stages of penciling. I'm saying it to my inker, Enrique Lopez, who we had in the last episode. We talked a little bit about that, and we're targeting for a July, Kickstarter campaign. Possibly mid, possibly late, but you will get the updates. I'm working as hard as I can, which, it's not easy always, especially when I have a full time job. But again,
Yeah.
these things take time. And I know my friend Enrique has been waiting for issue 5, because he just finished issue 4 inking that and he had a blast on that. Even though I gave him a couple of the pointers which were tough for him, especially with spacesuits. Just a note for those of you artists: do not draw detailed spacesuits. Just don't. Okay, I gave my friend a headache with that. You know, he's a good guy. He's a good guy, but even though his hand hurt after a while, but he still had fun with it, and I'm glad that he did it because I think this is probably his best work yet. So I can't
Okay.
wait to see what he does with issue 5.
Nice, nice.
Yeah. Well, so like I said, the Kickstarter for Alpha Dogs is down there. So just go on there and find it. And if you want to find my other work, it's on TeePublic. Just type in Lil Ian merch. You find all the T-shirt designs. I am doing a new design for Little Ian, and it's gonna be a Back to the Future version of it.
Oh, fun.
Yeah, I was supposed to do one for the 40th anniversary last year, but I just missed the mark. So we still gotta get the Back to the Future motif and celebrating 40 years. So it's gonna be exciting. And of course, this is where you can find my Codem Hunter at indiepod.com. We do have a website. I am working at it's been a while, but I'm gonna get back to working on that. So it's up and running again, and it looks great. So that's one thing. And I know many of you have been wondering what's happening with the movie reaction of Starman and the TV show reactions of Real Adventures of Johnny Quest. I am gonna record it. It's just been a little busy.
Got a lot of balls in
That's
the
just
air.
me. Yeah, then I had to do a gameplay, channel for the main channel, and I'm gonna be doing Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles for Turtles in Time because it's on
Oh,
PS4 now, so I'm gonna be playing that because I never beat the game and I'm gonna beat it. I'm gonna beat it after
I
35
see they're
years.
re-releasing the sequel, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, in limited run in theaters. So that's pretty cool.
Yeah, yeah. So, but good. So stuff's happening. I'm very excited. Obviously, you can tell I'm excited.
Yeah.
But yeah, Uh, John, I can't thank enough for coming on to talking to us about Alpha Dogs. I can't wait to see what happens next in the series.
Well, thanks for having me on. I really appreciate you carving out some of your time to let me give my spiel about Alpha Dogs.
Absolutely. And yeah, good luck with your convention campaigns. And let me know when Dinosaur Detective is ready so we can come back and talk about that.
Absolutely, absolutely.
Yeah. And folks, what was I going to say? What was I going to say? Yeah, that's going to be it for us tonight. And may the 4th be with you.
Yeah, may the force be with you.
I'm Ian Miller, and this has been Triple Threat Comics YouTube channel. Have yourselves a great night.